Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. So this time it's a follow-up of my last video, a guide on what goes on inside the mind of a Dungeoneer when they're inside the dungeon. This time I'm going to be turning guide mode on. I've got the same setup as last time where I have my combatter and my skiller over here. But this time we're going to be turning guide mode on. And the thing with this is that this time we're going to try and keep the map off as much as possible. Just look at it in the beginning, and then once we progress through a few rooms, we'll occasionally check it just to verify whether or not our prediction for the room was indeed a critical path. Guide mode itself will tell you where the critical path is by highlighting question mark rooms as critical. So without further ado, it's the same setup as last time, and we're going to go right into it. So once we're inside, first thing we're going to do is have the map open. As you can see, normally when home has this double 2-room exit, both of them are usually critical path. Now I'm going to turn the map off. We're going to go through here because it's really the only path. Gold Pentagon is on the other side. Okay, so it's kind of two ways here. We saw on the map that the room facing west was kind of near near one of the bottom corners of the map. Oh, I'm really failing this. Okay, so that would definitely mean that this path is probably not going to be too long before it expires. It would really be a lot of help if I could get someone to help me with the winch here. But unfortunately, since I'm soloing, I can't really do anything. Okay, so now that this is cleared, there were two paths here. There was one here and one here. Now, since this is blocked by Gold Pentagon, I'm going to say that this path facing south over here might actually open to something bigger, because the map itself kind of opened up from Gold Pentagon, and this room, if critical paths tend to go straight, this is probably not as critical as the paths facing south. So let's verify once we open the map, and indeed I am wrong. Okay, so that means the path that was facing south over here is actually bonus. As you can see, the question marks on these rooms, they have a little bit more of a highlight to them that would show me that they're critical. So again, turning the map off, and same idea here, we're just going to get the info. So we have Purple Pentagon here, which is a key block. We don't have that key yet, but I do suspect that Purple Pentagon might be something important. And the reason why I think that is because it's near one of the corners of the map. Since the room beside it isn't critical, that one, this room, or whatever it opens to, is probably going to be important, because usually what happens is critical paths tend to go to the corners of the map. So sometime or another we might be able to find Purple Pentagon. I'm going to open the map once I finish this room, just kind of clear all the monsters, even though there's really no point. Again, Green Pentagon is kind of in this enclave here, between, like in a turn around home. This is really the only critical path that we have right now, so we're just going to keep on going. So we know this room, this door is critical, but Purple Pentagon, I think it's critical. So let's check, and indeed it is. So this one over here, that is critical. This one over here, that is critical. Oh yeah, my mouse doesn't really hover over much of the map. Sorry about that. I kind of hovered my mouse over the rooms that are critical, and it doesn't really show because of my video editing. Okay, so we have Blue Diamond here. Now I think Blue Diamond might open up to something bigger, but I'm not entirely sure at the moment because we have this broken key door that's also facing the same way. Then we have Orange Wedge, okay. So far, a recap of all the keys again. Home is Gold Pentagon. southwest was purple pentagon, and we have blue diamond here, and green pentagon in that enclave. Okay, so it seems like neither of those were important rooms. I guess this does show that critical paths tend to go straight. Oh, I should have closed the map there. It wouldn't really have mattered since there's only one possible direction you could go from this location on the map, because it can't possibly go outside the map. Like, rooms can't possibly go outside of what the map shows. Okay, let's see what's behind here. We have green shield. Green shield I've not seen yet. Still kind of a one-way. Okay, so we've gotten the home key. And I definitely believe that home key is important. The big question here now is whether or not this room behind the room where I got the key is important. In this scenario, I might even say yes, just because it has this sort of turn. We kind of turned in and turned in again. So yes, so we kind of turned once, twice, 3 times now, and we're facing sort of south. So it seems like this continuation room is also critical. Sometimes when you encounter a key like that, just like in the previous room, the key might link to something, and then you see, oh, if you're in guide mode, you'll see, oh, the next room is not highlighted as a question mark. Then you'll know that that was definitely a link key. Obviously, you can't use that when you're having guide mode off, but in principle, the same rules apply. So over here, we kind of just went along, got our green shield key, opened the green shield door. Oh no, sorry, what was that? Oh, we found the gold rectangle key, which we haven't seen yet, and we have green shield open from earlier. Okay, so this path might keep on going. I'm not completely sure because it does open to quite a large area on this side. But we do know that gold pentagon is indeed a link key. So either of two things might happen over here. Either gold pentagon is going to be a very short path linking to another key, and this path becomes very big, or this path is very small, and the path from gold pentagon becomes quite large. So we'll kind of see. I would continue on just because this sort of seems like it's important, and I don't want to come back to here once I've already left it. It's going to be a little bit difficult unless I drop the group gate stone, which in a case where I have a lot of party members isn't exactly ideal when you put a group gate stone at something which is idle, and then when people become idle, they have to teleport to you. But if they're teleporting to something else that's idle, then we're not having much progress. So I'm going to open the map here and see if this is indeed critical. I believe it is, but we'll see. It is. Okay, let's keep on going. So now we have orange corner facing here. It kind of seems like a smallish path, but it's kind of deceiving because we have this key on the door. Sometimes it depends on where you get the key that you can tell if it's critical or not. So it's always a good idea to remember as many doors, as many keys, and as many locations you got them as you can. In this case, I'm going to actually, if I didn't have guide mode, I might have gated orange corner, just because it does seem like it's going to be important, because it's in this little dead end with a key block, and there's not many rooms that have been facing that way. But we'll see. So it wasn't, but that's okay. Alright, and now we have purple rectangle. So you see how this became a dead end? That would mean gold pentagon is definitely the place to go. So gold pentagon is probably going to open up to a fairly mid-sized area. And it also tells me that purple rectangle key is definitely link, which, as you can see, is link. Linking here. Alright, so now we have silver rectangle, and I'm going to open silver rectangle here, just because when you count the number of keys that we've used, it's not so many, and we know that there's definitely at least, I believe, 5 to 8 critical keys that lead to the boss room. So now we have purple pentagon key, and green corner is a little bit of a dilemma here, because I really suspect that purple pentagon is something important. But yet, if I leave green corner, then I might not be able to come back to it. In this case, where I'm kind of weary, because we do have quite a number of rooms completed, I will be dropping the group gate stone here. We might need to come back here, including this guardian door, which I kind of skip right now. And I'm going to teleport to purple pentagon. Now you see, I broke purple pentagon earlier, so I have to home tele to come back to it. And indeed, it is boss, so I really didn't expect that to be ending so soon. But I guess that's how it turned out. So this floor actually confirms one of two things. Either I'm really bad at Dungeoneering, or guide mode saves lives. And I think it's probably a bit of both. Alright, so now to get my skiller here, I'm just going to move the gate stone. I know I can't really teleport from inside here, so it's going to be a little bit of an issue, but I'll run outside. And take this out of green corner. So what happened at green corner? Oh, okay. So I kind of hid the map for most of the time, but you can see that when you have guide mode on, it's very, very easy to just follow the critical path and come to the boss. Now, I didn't expect purple pentagon to be a boss. I was expecting it to link to something, but I guess we had enough rooms to warrant that purple pentagon was actually a boss. I'm just going to move my skiller over here and end the dungeon. So that's it, folks. This is what happens when you have guide mode turned on. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.